Central Virginia's longest-running high school academic quiz show. Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan. And now, host Cheryl Miller.
Hello and good morning. Thanks for joining us for Battle of the Brains. I'm Cheryl Miller. Our teams today are competing in round one. We have had to make some changes, though, to the way our academic challenge is played due to the pandemic situation. So, teams are joining us remotely as our competition welcomes players from schools all across the Commonwealth of Virginia. Joining us today, the Jaguars of Glen Allen High School, coached by Scott Newborn. A public high school, Glen Allen High School, is in Henrico County, a suburb of Richmond. 9th through 12th grade students attend classes in the county's only gold-level LEED certified building, which stands for Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design. Also with us remotely today, the Black Knights of Charlottesville High School, coached by Suzanne Hiller and Alan Robinson. Charlottesville High School is a public school educating approximately 1,300 students in grades 9 through 12. The school has one of the highest graduation rates in Virginia. Welcome to all of our students. It's great to have them joining us today virtually for Battle of the Brains. Since we can't all be together here in our studio, here's how the gameplay has changed. For toss-up rounds, questions will be alternated team to team. Players will answer by raising their hand. We also have Virginia-based video questions this season from the Battle of the Brains Brainy Bunch. All right, teams, good luck. Here's the first toss-up round. This goes to Glen Allen High School. It extends east and west beyond the Tigris and Euphrates to encompass most of what is now Iraq. Name this ancient land between two rivers. Sophie.
Mesopotamia.
That is correct. Charlottesville, commanded by Monsieur de Treville, these enemies of Cardinal Richelieu's guards. What is the collective name of Athos, Porthos, and Aramis? Rowan.
The Three Musketeers.
That is correct. Glen Allen, before the Great Continental Drift, what was the name given to all the landmass of Earth, or the one continent? Sophie.
Pangea.
That is correct. Charlottesville, name two of the three U.S. capitals with just 5 letters in their names. Here's a hint. They're the capitals of Oregon, Delaware, and Idaho. Aiden.
Boise and Dover.
That is good, and Salem is the third in Oregon. Glen Allen, they were the first father-son pair to win Congressional Medals of Honor. What is the last name of these military men, Father Arthur and son Douglas? Carter. And we just lost Carter. Anyone else on the team? Carter, there you are. Okay. Carter.
MacArthur.
That is correct. Charlottesville, you may need your pencil and paper for this one. Solve the following equation for B. Log on to the base B of 9 equals negative 1/2. Log to the base B of 9 equals negative 1/2. Maisie.
1/3.
That is incorrect. We were looking for 1/81. Glen Allen, you may need your pencil and paper for this one. Tom has a certain number of nephews. If Tom gave each nephew 5 pieces from a particular bag of candy, there would be 1 piece left over. If he gave them each 4 pieces, 4 would be left over. How many nephews does Tom have? That would be 3. 5x plus 1 equals 4x plus 4. Charlottesville, after inflicting as many as 60,000 casualties on the Roman army at the Battle of Cannae in 216 BC, he was finally defeated in the Battle of Zama. Who is this general remembered for his use of elephants to cross the Alps? Rowan.
Hannibal.
Hannibal is correct. All right, Glen Allen, please watch the screen and listen closely. Here is your video question from a member of the Battle of the Brains Brainy Bunch.
The towns of Hot Springs and Warm Springs, as well as the Homestead Resort, are located in which second least populous county in Virginia?
That would be the county of Bath. Charlottesville. It has been called one of the most influential art forms of the early 20th century. Name this graphic art style that included artists like Pablo Picasso. Maisie.
Cubism.
That is correct. Glen Allen, rotating 180 degrees, created a mark used at the beginning of interrogative Spanish sentences. Can you name this punctuation mark? Sophie.
The question mark.
That is correct. You used it in that sentence. That was awesome. That buzzer means the end of our first toss-up round. A good job by our team so far. Up next, we'll take a moment to meet today's players, and then they'll take on the category round. Stay with us for more Battle of the Brains.
Welcome back to Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan.
Here are the scores following the first toss-up round here on Battle of the Brains. Our team from Glen Allen High School with 40 points and our team from Charlottesville High School with 40 points. We'll get back to our match just ahead, but first we want to introduce you to today's players. Let's start with our team from Glen Allen High School. They're the Jaguars. Their coach is Scott Mewborn. First up is Sophie Varon, who is the captain. She's a senior who enjoys biking, reading, and running. She likes to study neuroscience or economics and would like a job working with artificial intelligence. Next up is Alex Van Mark, who is a senior. His favorite activities, he tells us, are lacrosse and kayaking. He's considering studying environmental sustainability and hopes to help stop or slow climate change. We hope you can do that. Next up is Sam Porter, who is a senior, says some of his favorite activities include playing soccer and hanging out with his friends. He's considering studying cardiovascular technology or maybe digital finance. And our last player is Carter Thomas, who is a sophomore who enjoys reading, watching movies, and going on hikes. He wants to study history or political science and would like to eventually have a job in government. That's our team from Glen Allen High School. Now let's meet our team from Charlottesville High School. They are the Black Knights. Their coaches are Suzanne Hiller and Alan Robinson. First up is Rowan Miller, who's a senior, who says he's the co-captain of the Scholastic Bowl team, and he's in his third year now. He enjoys video games, music, Dungeons and Dragons, and literary analysis. Our team captain for Charlottesville is Maisie Fishman, who's a senior. She enjoys debating. She enjoys a physical activity of fencing, and she's also in her fourth year in Scholastic Bowl. Next up is Aiden O'Brien Owell, who is a senior who enjoys learning, and Orwell, who's just thinking and learning about all types of political and geography. And wrapping up our team is Harriet Novak, who is a junior. She's interested in women's issues both in history and in literature and enjoys reading novels and poetry. That is our team from Charlottesville High School. Good to have all of our players here with us today. And now they get to take on the category round. Each team will select one 10-question category from today's choices. If a team gets all of its questions correct in the allotted time, they'll receive a 20-point bonus. Teams, here are today's categories from which you may choose. They are Scientific Transformations, Starts with K, and American Novelists. And we do note that in this round, only the captains can officially answer for the team, though they may confer with their teammates to try to come up with the correct answers. Normally, the high score team gets first choice of category. We have a tie currently, so rules say the team with the last correct answer will go first in the category round. That is Glen Allen. So, Sophie, if you and your team can quickly talk it over and let me know what category you'd like to play.
We'd like to do starts with K.
All right, identify the following, which all begin with the letter K. The first is author of the Star-Spangled Banner.
The answer is Keith.
That is correct. Cambodian Communist Guerrilla Force.
Khmer Rouge.
Correct. American who wrote the poem Trees.
Pass.
Joyce Kilmer. Darth Vader's grandson.
Kylo Ren.
Correct. Main mountain pass between Afghanistan and Pakistan.
Pass.
That's the Khyber Pass. Destiny you earn through behavior.
Karma.
Correct. tethered aircraft associated with Ben Franklin?
Kite.
Kite is correct. Members of King Arthur's Round Table?
Knights.
Correct. Indonesian volcanic island that erupted in 1883? That would be Krakatoa. All right, good job on that category. Now to Charlottesville. Our captain Maisie will answer for the team. Maisie, quickly talk it over with your teammates. Let me know which category you would like, scientific transformations or American novelists.
We choose American novelists, please.
All right. Given the name of a novel, name its author. The first is Slaughterhouse-Five.
Kurt Vonnegut.
Correct. The Call of the Wild.
Jack London.
Correct. The Jungle.
Is that Kipling?
Repeat for me, please.
Kipling.
That would be Upton Sinclair. The Sound and the Fury.
Harriet Sound and the Fury. Faulkner.
William Faulkner is correct. The Big Sleep.
Can you say that louder? Dashiell Hammett.
Raymond Chandler. The Bonfire of the Vanities.
Pass.
Thomas Wolfe. Death Comes for the Archbishop.
Pass.
Willa Cather. Fahrenheit 451.
Bradbury.
Correct. And we will not get to the final two answers. Good job on the category round by our teams, but another toss-up round still to come. Stay with us for more Battle of the Brains.
Welcome back to Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan.
Here are the scores following the category round here on Battle of the Brains. Glen Allen High School, 70 points. Charlottesville High School, 60 points. And now it's back to Battle of the Brains and another toss-up round. Again, questions being directed this season team to team, alternating between them. Anyone on that team may answer by raising their hand and waiting for me to call on them. And there are no point deductions for an incorrect answer. This round starts with a question for Charlottesville High School. Though highly reactive in its pure state, this element was not isolated until 1886. Name the lightest halogen, the element with atomic symbol F. F as in Frank. Maisie.
Oh, wait, no. Fluorine.
Fluorine is correct, yes. Glen Allen, the definitive Greek work on astronomy, the Syntaxis Mathematica, or mathematical collection, based on the writings of Hipparchus. Who wrote this definitive work? It was written by Ptolemy. Charlottesville, Emma Stone stars as what fashionable villain in a 2021 Disney prequel of a movie that featured lots of dogs? Rowan.
Cruella.
That is correct, Cruella de Vil. Glen Allen, about 40% of all mammal species belong to this order from which rabbits were recently removed. Most notable for their prominent, always growing incisors, this is what order that includes beavers, squirrels, and mice? Alex.
Rodents.
That is correct, rodents or rodentia. Charlottesville, in what type of reasoning do we argue backward from a set of observations to a reasonable hypothesis? That would be inductive reasoning. Glen Allen, you may need your pencil and paper for this one. A clock strikes once at 1 o'clock, twice at 2 o'clock, 3 times at 3 o'clock, and so on. In 12 hours, how many total times does it strike? That would be 78 strikes. All right, Charlottesville, please watch the screen and listen closely. Here is your video question from a member of the Battle of the Brains Brainy Bunch.
Hampton native and 2001 NBA MVP Allen Iverson played most of his career for what Philadelphia franchise?
And that would be the Philadelphia 76ers. Glen Allen, exiled to this island in 1815, Napoleon Bonaparte died there in 1821. What is this island off the coast of Africa? Sam.
St. Helens?
That is incorrect. It's St. Helena. Very close, but not there. Charlottesville, the Red River flows into it after passing the city of Hanoi. Identify this gulf, the namesake of a 1964 resolution authorizing military force in Southeast Asia. Rowan. Rowan.
The Gulf of Tonkin.
That is correct. Glen Allen, what name is given to a parallelogram with 4 equal sides? Alex.
Rhombus?
Rhombus is correct. Charlottesville, what U.S. state lies directly east of Maryland? Aiden.
Delaware.
Delaware is correct. Glen Allen, you may need your pencil and paper. D'Angelo is twice as old as Sam. In 5 years, D'Angelo will be 23. How old is Sam now? Sophie.
9.
9 is correct. And that buzzer means one more toss-up round to go, and then we'll have today's winner here on Battle of the Brains. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan.
And here are the scores now as we head into the final round here on Battle of the Brains. Glen Allen High School with 100 points, Charlottesville High School with 100 points. Now in this final toss-up round, the point score for a correct answer is doubled. There is no deduction for an incorrect answer. And again, in this virtual version of Battle of the Brains, we are directing questions to each team. Anyone on that team can answer by raising their hand and waiting for me to call on them. All right, let's start our final toss-up round. The first question goes to Charlottesville. This mythic creature was said to have delivered instantaneous death to anyone who looked upon it. Name this monster known to most modern audiences from its depiction in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Rowan.
Basilisk.
That is correct, or the cockatrice. Glen Allen, this area includes 3 Mexican states and at the northern tip, the resort city of Cancun, along with parts of Belize and Guatemala. What is this peninsula that was the central location of the Mayan civilization? Sam?
Yucatan?
Yucatan Peninsula is correct. Charlottesville, domain is the broadest classification for life. Currently, there are 3 domains. 2 of these are archaea and eukaryota. What is the third? Maisie.
Archaea?
Repeat for me, please. You were frozen.
Archaea? Might be archaea. I'm not sure about pronunciation.
It's actually bacteria. Glen Allen, dendrochronology is the science of technique of dating events, environmental changes, and archaeology artifacts by using what specific method? Alex.
Carbon dating?
It's actually the measuring of tree rings. Charlottesville, name one of the 2 prominent English dramatists who produced plays on the life of King Richard II. Aiden.
Shakespeare.
That is one. Christopher Marlowe is the other. Correct. Glen Allen, Pope Innocent IV authorized this tribunal to use torture to extract confessions from heretics. In 1478, Spanish version became notorious for the abusers of the Tomas de Torquemada. What were these papal courts called? Sophie.
The Inquisition.
That is correct. Charlottesville, she was born August 18, 1587 on Roanoke Island in present-day North Carolina. Name this first English child born in the Americas. Aiden.
Dare.
Virginia Dare is correct. Glen Allen, he commanded forces against the U.S. in the Mexican War. Name this victorious commander at the Alamo and 11-time president of Mexico. Carter.
Santa Ana.
Correct. Charlottesville. What biological science is defined as the interdisciplinary scientific study of the distribution and abundance of organisms and their interaction with their environment? Maisie.
Ecology.
That is correct. Glen Allen, Pepi I, Tutankhamun, and Ramses II all held what ultimate secular and religious title of ancient Egypt? Alex.
Pharaoh.
Correct. Charlottesville, name the NFL team that holds the dubious distinction of being the only team to lose 4 straight Super Bowls. And that would be the Buffalo Bills. Glen Allen, in Matthew, he tries to atone by leaving his 30 pieces of silver with the elders and filled with grief hangs himself. Name this disciple who betrayed Jesus. Carter.
Judas.
That is correct. Charlottesville, author of such works as We Real Cool and The Ballad of Rudolph Reed, in 1950, Gwendolyn Brooks became the first African American to win the Pulitzer Prize in what literature genre for her Annie Allen? Rowan.
Poetry?
That is correct. And that buzzer means the end of our match. This is our regular match end. We do have a sudden death tie at this point. So what happens is we will continue reading the random questions. The first team up in this sudden death is been predetermined by a pre-show coin toss. The first question in sudden death goes to Glen Allen. We will continue with our random questions. The famous American Civil War Battle of Sharpsburg took place in what state? Glen Allen. Alex.
Virginia.
That is incorrect. It's Maryland. Charlottesville. There's a lady who's sure all that glitters is gold, and she might have a bustle in her hedgerow. The lady is buying what in this song by Led Zeppelin? Aiden.
A Stairway to Heaven.
That is correct, and Charlottesville wins with 210 points. Congratulations. Our judges are going to double check the final score. We want to remind you how to stay connected with Battle of the Brains in the meantime. To find out more about our show, just log on to battleofthebrains.net. You'll also find Battle of the Brains on Facebook and full episodes of the show on our YouTube page. And as we continue round one of our new season of Battle of the Brains, join us next week when we virtually welcome teams from Monacan High School in Chesterfield County and Lansdowne High School in Virginia Beach. It was a great match, tied most of the way. Now here's the final score for today's match. The winning team will continue in this season's competition. Glen Allen High School, a great match today, ending with 200 points by Carter, Sophie, Alex, and Sam. Congratulations. Our winners in this tied game up till the last minute, Charlottesville High School. Final score, 220 points. Great job by Rowan, Maisie, Aiden, and Harriet. And we will see you in the next round. I'm Cheryl Miller. Thanks for watching and playing along on Battle of the Brains. We'll see you back here next Saturday morning. Great match, teams.
Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan.